Hello everybody, welcome back to Ethereal SMP. Soon I'm not going to be saying that anymore. It's like, yeah, okay, I've already finished the series, but I've still been, used to saying it. Soon I'm not going to be saying it at all. I'm going to be saying Ethereal 2, because that's what this video is about, and you're not stupid, you can read. But basically, today I'm announcing Ethereal 2. It's coming out soon. We are resetting the server. I'll be taking a world download, obviously, and it'll be up for download as soon as I can be bothered to get that working, which may be a week or two. But no, we'll be resetting as soon as 1.13 comes out, so presumably the 18th, although there may be some delays on that. And all the plugins need to be updated as well, otherwise, the server would break. And we're also planning on adding a few more things in, a few more features, which I'll keep under wraps for the next few days until the series happens and people start making videos. Got people planning to make more videos more regularly, and even some people who didn't really make videos this series are planning to make videos. Hopefully that'll go quite well, and everyone will be happy and enjoy that. But also there are some other features. We were going to use Biome Bundle originally, but upon some research I found out that Biome Bundle 1.13 wouldn't be available for a good few months, because 1.12, sorry, when it came out, didn't even change world generation, yet it still took multiple months for Biome Bundle for 1.12 to come out. So I think it's the safe assumption that Biome Bundle will be reserved for a hypothetical Series 3. Now, it was always more or less the plan to let Ethereal 1 run for about a year. Now, there wasn't really anything in the works to reset or have a second series. Obviously, it was sort of built off the idea of Hermitcraft, so I thought, yeah, that might happen someday. But we haven't really thought about it until maybe 6 months in, where we ultimately decided October would be a good reset date. And yes, I'm not stupid, I know it's not October. We have decided to bring it forward, since even though there's still a good 3 months left until October, I think it's 3 and a bit, just 3 at this point. Anyway, even there's still a good amount of time left until October, people have started to lose motivation to build on the server and come on the server at all, because by their mindset everything is going to reset in a couple of months. What's the point in playing? Now, I absolutely hate that mindset, because if you go by that, then at the start of the series, when there's 9 months left in this case, everything's going to be reset in 9 months. What's the point in playing? It doesn't really make sense. So when we reset now to Ethereal 2, what's the point in playing? It will all be reset in some indefinite amount of time, But I digress. In terms of my video content, there will be videos, but there'll be a preview mini-sode, where it's like a preview to the whole series, so before Ethereal 1 as well. This is story-wise, rather than SMP kind of wise, which gives more backstory on the Spade and Thief after there were a few loose ends that weren't tied up in episode 50. Now, I just want to address that quickly. The Thief story was originally supposed to span over the 2 series, and it is. However, I have decided to bring more of what was going to be revealed over the course of Ethereal 2 into this one mini-sode, so I've sort of rejigged the story a bit, because there were some complaints which, upon retrospect, are reasonable. They're fair enough. It's true that the story is too hard to understand. This is because I start. Episode 13 was unplanned. I did that as I went along. I had no idea what was going on, and then I thought, hey, this is a pretty cool story, let's roll with it. And then before episode 50, I was like ironing out the whole story, all the details, making sure everything fit, making sure nothing was retconned. And I was going through that, and it was an interesting process. And I sort of planned it a bit weirdly. So episode 50 leaves on a cliffhanger, and although I thought originally that would entice people more into the story, into speculation, into wondering what the hell's going on, it's sort of done the opposite. It's sort of turned people off. People are like, oh, you can't leave on a cliffhanger. I'm like, well, tell that to the Supernatural writers, because they only told off. But no, in all seriousness, I am deciding to bring a lot of the story more or less forth. That means if you watched Ethereal 1's story episodes 13, 33, 42 and 50, that's also its own playlist. It's Thief Tetralogy or something. If you watch that, and the Times Past minisode coming out more or less soon. I don't know what's coming out. I need to film it. Yeah, if you watch that and Ethereal 1, then that's sort of the story wrapped up. Although it's not complete, it's understandable at that point. So you can stop watching. Although don't, stick along. There's still some interesting developments. Now there is one or two loose ends. What? You know what I mean? Like, there are a few loose story things by the end of the minisode, but the story does more or less wrap itself up, and these story things will be addressed more or less rather quickly in Ethereal 2. Episode 1 will be a story episode, then episode 2 will go back to being SMP for, I haven't really planned all the episode numbers out yet, but presumably episode 15 will be the next story episode. So we've got a great deal of story content and SMP content, which I'm looking forward to. But in terms of my videos on Ethereal 2 as a whole, I think I've spoken about this before, but there'll be one video per week minimum. So rather than having a hard one video per 5 days, which I find to be a bit stressful, I can do a one video a week. But then if I'm feeling like it, or I've got some extra content, I can put out 2 videos, 3 videos, hypothetically 7 videos a week. That's probably not going to happen, but I could do it hypothetically. So 1 video a week minimum. That is my series. I'll be sort of creating a midpoint between how I structured Ethereal 1 and a normal Minecraft SMP series. That meaning, Ethereal 1 had a finished project every episode, more or less, unless it was a 2-parter. Finished projects every episode, a lot of progress cuts. I'm gonna sort of take that I'm gonna take a midpoint, so we've got more or less finished projects, although it doesn't always need to be finished. There's no kind of like hard cap on what I do in an episode. I could do little bits on many projects. I could build a shop and then go and work on my base for 5 minutes. There's not going to be any set project per episode. It's going to be a lot more casual. There'll be more time lapses / footage of me building, because I over the course of Ethereal 1 I had not a lot, just like a few complaints that progress cuts all the time are a bit annoying, which again I totally see where you're coming from, but I just sort of got into the habit of it and I couldn't get out. So there'll be more straight at me building, more time lapses, more like stuff you don't just watch and and listen to me tell you how I built it. You can actually watch how I built it instead. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Not sure when I'll be releasing, since it is sort of capped off by when I can get Ethereal 2 episode 1 out, since that's story and I do need to coordinate with Vic to get lines and footage for that episode. Although I don't need to get much of it, so it should be out definitely less than a week after the server resets. But yeah, I'll probably end up recording episode 2 and onwards first, since I don't need to really coordinate from those, and I can record those from the start. So yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to doing that. Dragon Rush, not really any developments on that. We did do a practice, in quotation marks, a practice run, but nothing really came of that. I don't know when I'm doing the full one, so I'll keep you updated. But yeah, that's all I can think of at the moment. If there's anything else about the series, I'll mention it in episode 1. No, episode 2. Yeah, episode 2, because that'll be the first SMP one where I start on, I don't know yet, because this time I'm not planning out every episode 3 months ahead of time. On Ethereal 1, I literally went through and made all the episode titles before I started the series, more or less. And then like I'd look at the list and be like, what am I going to build today for this video? I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to do the video around what I fancy doing that day. It's like, rather than thinking, oh, I've got to build a shop because I put this on my list 4 months ago, I'll be like, you know what? I fancy working my base a bit. And then, a bit later I'll be like, there's a slime chunk over there, let me just make a slime farm. And that might turn into a couple of episodes. And then I might decide, I fancy getting some dogs, let's go on an adventure to a forest. Or I fancy making a zoo, I fancy making a dome underwater. I couldn't really do that thing on F1. F1, but no, it'll make, because I think my biggest problem with F1 as a server was the fact that I was very much maintained and restrained, rather, by what my video content was. Most of the stuff in my base, in spawn that I've done, has been in a video, or if I've done some terraforming, it's been like post video of a project I did in a video. I don't want that. I want to be able to play like I'm back on FS, or regrettably Ooze. Imagine Ooze was good, and then call it Ethereal 2, like that. You just go around playing. You fancy doing this? All right then. No one's claimed this area, so just build it. That's very much going to be my new playstyle, because I want to have fun. Especially with GCSEs and exams coming up next year, I do fancy more of a relaxing sort of server. That's why I'm putting like a I'm removing the soft cap on videos, because I don't have to deal with it. I just want to be able to have fun, get them out. Now I might not be able to do a video 1 or 2 weeks, whether I've got exams on or I'm busy revising. But of course, 20 minutes per week. It doesn't have to be a particularly full of project episode, like I said. So it's not really like 8 hours can go into one episode really anymore, because I don't need to do that. So it should be a lot more easy for me to do it, especially coordinating exams and stuff, which I definitely need to do this next year. It's in the middle of the summer. No one really knows what to call it. Upcoming school year. That's it. Whatever. But yeah, those are my plans. This is live footage. I'm sure you can hear my mouse at some point. The world download will be available soon. Again, that'll be a video. I am putting my items in a box. These are all my items, so you can come and check them out. I am in the middle of writing a book as well. You just put on the front here. So the world download will be available soon, and so will Ethereal 2. If you do wish to apply for Ethereal 2, then please join the Discord link in the description of the video, and in there there will be somewhere in there will be a text channel called applications, for which professionalism, thank you, and go in there, copy and paste the thing into a direct message to me. I'll receive it, and then we as a community will judge it and decide whether to let you through or not. Because of course it is all based on a trust system. I can't just go giving out the IP. But yeah, those are the applications. Ethereal 2 is going to be up soon, next week or so. Hopefully Mojang aren't dicks and don't push the update back. It's got a few bugs, but I'm sure we can just wait for 1.13.1. They can't be too game breaking. Famous last words. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in Ethereal 2. Goodbye.